Who are today's communicators, and what is the message that they are trying to convey? Hi, everybody. I'm Kris Reichert. Communication has taken on a completely transformed kind of, it's totally transformed in the last year, and we've found new ways of adapting to new forms of communication after what's happened in the last year and what we're still going through now. Welcome to my brand new appointment, today's Communicators. During this live stream appointment, I'm going to have special guests, and we're going to be discussing some of these questions and some of the topics that are very relevant to communication today. So I'm really excited to bring this to so many platforms for you. I grew up in Brampton. That's a small town just outside of Toronto in Canada. And when I was a really young girl, we had this structure made out of wood in our basement of the townhouse, and it was just above the washing machine. And it had a hole in the top of it where a television was supposed to go into. And we never actually did get a television in that hole in the structure. But what I would do is I would climb up on top of that wooden structure, and I would sit behind this hole, and I would pretend that I was a news broadcaster. And I would bring the news from the community, and I would talk about the weather, and I would talk about things that maybe were troubling me, or, things in the household. And I would have people come and attend my broadcasts, like my family and my friends. And I really dreamt of being a news broadcaster. That was my total dream as a young girl. So when I became a young woman, I actually became a model, and I left for Europe when I was 19 years old. And I professionally modeled for all of my early 20s. But I remember distinctly when I was about 25 years old that I had this very strong feeling. I had this feeling like I was empty inside. I would show up for casting after casting, and I would show up on set or for the fashion shows, and I just kept having this feeling like a piece of myself was being thrown out the window every time I showed up to do a job on set or a fashion show. And I remember going to all of these different castings, and I would get into the casting room with the casting agency or the magazine editors, and they would take my book with all the photographs in it, and they would flip through my book. And sometimes they wouldn't even look up at me, and they would just look through my book. And sometimes they would just hand me back my book without ever saying a word and without even looking at me in the face. And I took my book back, and I knew in that instant, okay, my time here is up. So I would leave there. And of course, what did I feel? I felt even more empty. I felt like I had so much to say, but I didn't have the opportunity to say it. I didn't have that hole in the wall in the wooden structure where I could broadcast my news and I could talk about things that were troubling me or just voice my opinion. And that's when I knew that I needed to change industries, and I needed to be heard. I needed to use my voice, and I needed to bring it to the world in some form or shape, and I needed to be heard. So what I did is shortly after that, I found out that they were casting for MTV VJs for MTV Europe. I loved the idea. So what I did is I thought a lot about it, and then I sprung the idea off my best friend, and her name is also Kris. So we auditioned for the job. We got the job as the Kris and Kris duo, and we became iconic MTV VJs for Europe. And that was fantastic. It was a real ride. And then after the MTV experience, I went on to be a television presenter. And then after that, a long-standing radio host. And so I think it was only after I worked in broadcast media for about 20 years that I actually realized, and that it dawned on me, that I had become that broadcaster that I always dreamt of becoming. I was actually doing it. I was broadcasting live to huge audiences. I was speaking to people. I had a voice. I was being heard. And my dream was coming true. But it was different. It was different then, because a lot of the time I was given a script. I was talking about what the television station would tell me to talk about, or the radio station. I mean, on radio, of course, there was a lot of room for my own personal opinions and my personality to come out, but it still was based on what the programming was for the day. It wasn't just off the top of my head. Communication today has changed drastically. We have never had more available these different forms and platforms where we can speak from. We have never had such a strong voice as we do today. And we have never been more available to listen as we are today. We have never been heard as much as we are today. We have the possibility to go live, to share photographs and videos, and to talk about everything that's going on in our mind. We can express our opinions. We can talk about our emotions. We can show gratitude. We can help people. We can be of support. We can coach them. We can give our expertise. We can do really anything online. And really, we have so many more possibilities. And the credentials even to become communicators today have completely changed. But who are today's communicators, and what is the message that these communicators are trying to convey? First off, today's communicators are not scripted. They are expressing and they are feeling like they've never done before. They're coming from a place of authenticity. That's a big one today. Today's communicators are feeling and expressing, and they're not being held back by restrictions. Basically, in essence, we all potentially can become today's communicators. Who are they? They're the moms, the stay-at-home moms that are talking about parenting. They are the professionals that are working remotely. They're the individuals that have been made redundant. They are the fitness instructors, the life coaches, the financial advisors, the leaders, the world's followers, the brothers, the sisters, the moms, dads, the grandparents. They're basically everyone. Everyone on earth right now has got so many tools, so many vehicles, so many possibilities to become today's communicators. And we've never had the possibility to be able to listen to what these people have to say and to what these people would like to share. So really, we are right now living a moment where we have so much potential and so many possibilities. And I'm really thrilled to bring about this brand new appointment to so many different platforms and to live stream and talk about today's communicators. I'm going to come at you bi-weekly. That's every 2 weeks. I'm going to have a different guest each time. And hopefully I'll be able to bring to the table some insightful information, some, some inspirational talks, some different forms of communication where we can express and we can talk about these different topics that are very relevant when it comes to communication today. I really like to press on these 3 very important concepts. And I believe that right now we have the possibility to feel it, to own it, and to speak it. As long as, bracket, we do this trying to give value to what we're saying. All right. So I'm thrilled. I'm Kris Reichert. I'm going to be coming at you with different guests. Stay tuned for more information as to when I'll be going live and at what time. I can't wait to see you here on the inside of my new live stream appointment, Today's Communicators. All right. So stay tuned, stay true, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.